I'm not with it.
Oh. Turn it up, baby.
Let's turn it up, baby. You asked for it, didn't you?
Hey, man, Mike, you hear that? Michael Porter Jr. gave it to us, man. 2 in a row. What is, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Let's go. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer and find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Did MPJ hit my 4 threes? I said to buy up.
Yeah, he did. He did do that.
He did do that,
Yeah,
right?
I remember him doing that.
Let's go. We're also here in the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Nuggets get the win, 144. The third time this season they've scored 144 points. Never more. But 3 times exactly 144 to 119. A butt whooping on the Pelicans. MPJ, incredible game. Vibes through the roof. Harrison wins in the building.
Nuggets have won 4 games in a row. My prediction of 10 games in a row still on the table.
Really?
Still on the table.
This was your prediction?
Light prediction, yeah. I said it could happen.
All the best
couple
predictions
games ago.
All the best predictions are things that are like, I can see that. I told you. I told you it was going to happen.
I can see it.
D-Line Co's in the building.
Wow! Can we play the Pelicans every game? Holy smokes,
no.
dude. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready.
We better not have a Grinch in the Winners Lounge tonight.
I mean, I'm just being
You're being a realist, but they did win by 25.
Against Pelicans. Let's go.
Bringing the energy, Superstar Dev.
How about them third quarters?
Third quarter team.
People are saying that we can't wait till we get into the third quarter. That's what I've been hearing.
All the good teams are third quarter teams.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the truth. Tons of notes in this one, but I outsourced it. Harrison Witt, can we do a fast breakdown?
I definitely forgot about that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Hey, we all saw the game.
My first note of the game.
Let's
Always
put it
tell us the
together.
story.
First note of the game.
Just make it up here.
Jokic shooting a lot of threes.
Yeah, it's a big storyline.
He ended up shooting 13 threes. Is that a career high?
I don't think so. I think so.
He was 5 of 13. Got up a lot of those in the first half. And defense optional in this game.
Yeah, that was a storyline.
That was the story of the first half for sure.
I can't believe you didn't start with the first note always tells the story. Didn't Mike have 9 of the first 13 points?
Oh, yeah.
But
it was a quarter.
So we don't start with the first note that tells the story?
You can take the fast recap.
You have your notes right there.
Quarter in the first. What do you have in the first? 10 or 13? Something like that?
13, I think.
13. Yeah. It was a huge game for Mike. Got started early. But yeah, 36-36 after the first quarter. Second quarter, I don't have any notes in my head. Probably pretty normal back and forth. Not a lot of defense.
Yeah, but tie game going into the half.
Third quarter, the Nuggets pulled away. They outscored New Orleans 45-27. Mike kept it going. CB in transition. Yoke casually dropping 38 points in this game. Trying to ruin MPJ's night. It felt like me and D-Line were watching downstairs. It felt like we might get another Trey Murphy third quarter outburst.
Yeah,
didn't really happen.
Trey Murphy the third in the third.
Only good in third quarters. And then the Nuggets pulled away. They pulled away in the third, and the fourth quarter was pretty boring. Yoke did not get the triple-double. Mike tied his career high. They tried to, get him 40. Couldn't do it.
They did try.
Yeah. And that was it. 144-119.
I can't believe you said fourth quarter was boring. I always love when there's a target in a meaningless game, when there's something that has to happen. Usually it's a Yoke triple-double. Yeah. And you're like, I know Malone's going to pull him out. The MPJ has 39. He needs one more point. And then that was so fun. No,
I love the.
I thought that was.
Mike has the line.
That's fun.
Mike has the line the other night. Ooh, Bruce Brown to New Orleans. Interesting. Part of this.
He might get bought out though.
Probably. I thought it was funny. Mike has the line the other night in the presser. When was the last time you saw CB pass in transition?
Yeah.
Or CB never pass in transition? He had a chance to give Mike the ball on a fast break.
That was
for
a great
40.
one.
Didn't.
Didn't think about it.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. All right, let's go to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. Superstar Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway in this one is we are so used to the peanut butter and jelly. They went away from that one in this one.
True.
This was a little bit different. Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. with a double master class. We're gonna have to come up with something else, a different type of sandwich.
Peanut butter and marshmallow?
I
guys ever had that
I was
marshmallow
thinking about like
spread?
mayo and like bologna or something like that. You know what I mean? It had to be something else.
No, it's like
Kind of a crummy
it's
sandwich.
That's a bad
I
sandwich.
love bologna
I
sandwiches.
actually used to love a bologna sandwich
don't do
too,
that.
Lou, you're
Just
right.
don't do that.
But I think
Especially
with
if
the-
you fry them. Like,
I think it is
bologna.
peanut butter and jelly, but it's like Jason Whitlock would say about PJ's got that peanut butter skin. Huge rack too. You know what I mean?
Hey, this is my takeaway. Don't ruin this for me.
He's
Do not
ruined.
ruin this.
Oh, sorry.
ruined this.
But really, this was a master class from Michael Porter Jr. And this is what it looks like when your coach believes in you and gives you the opportunities to get as many shots up as possible. Michael Porter Jr., they've been running their offense through him. They've been, making sure that he's getting his shots up. And it's not often that we get to see him take 23 shots in a game. He tied his career high in this one. But it wasn't only the shots that he's doing well. He had 12 rebounds in this game. He had 4 assists, 3 steals, filled up the box score. But he just looks like he's comfortable. And I really do think that it was like that conversation after the game of Michael Malone just saying, no, we're not trading him. Like, just continue to play. We've seen him overcome so much adversity that, like, there is a support system. There is a belief here in him. And he's been playing, like, exceptionally well. This is a good stretch for him. He's incredible in these blowout type of games. He really is. I just had tip to Michael Porter Jr. in this one.
It's a good first
Yeah, he was
takeaway, man.
amazing.
I had the same one. He was awesome, man. Mike was awesome. We're going to spend a lot of time on him tonight for sure.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that the Nuggets played a professional basketball game. Everything that I was hoping they would do. Nobody was playing out of their lane. Everybody was getting it going. Zeke looked good. Mike obviously looked good. Jokic, like early on, looked like he was maybe protesting, but it turns out he was just laying the foundation for a monster night. Like we were like,
We thought he was bad, but he ended with 40.
yeah, we're like,
12,
oh, we're like, he's shooting so many threes. Is he protesting? 40 points. Jamal was happy to facilitate. It just was like well run, nice basketball game. The Pelicans are terrible, guys. They are absolutely terrible.
dogs.
I mean,
But they got Bruce Brown now.
they got actually that's.
Will he play a game for the Pelicans?
No.
But just overall, like the Nuggets, it just felt good, man. What a solid effort from a solid squad. We're the best. Number one. We're back. Let's go. And we're streaky. We're still streaky.
4-game streak, man. I know it means something to me. We needed it. I'm telling you, we had a good streak. You go on that losing streak, and it felt terrible. 4 games, it's like, all right, I'm starting to get back to where
We
I
had
wanna
been saying a sign that they're maturing as a team would be if they took care of business
Yes.
in these type of games, and they have lately.
back to back, baby,
Yeah.
against the Pels.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, got to give some love to Christian Braun, who just doesn't stop. I mean, you're kind of expecting the offensive drop-off to come a little bit. This guy's still putting up 20 points every other game, it seems like. An absolute beast in transition. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, a block. Just every single game, man. He brings it. And he's not letting up at all. I did not see this offensive jump coming from him. I thought he'd be better, offensively than he was last season. But his all-around offensive game, the shooting, I think it's gotten a little better. His confidence has leveled up. His finishing around the rim has obviously been incredible all year. And
What do you have tonight?
23 on 8 of 12 shooting.
Dude.
And they all came before the third quarter.
And that's not even a crazy game. He's done this so many times already this year. And so I didn't expect this jump offensively, but he's been incredible this season.
Yeah.
He really has.
He really has, man. He's himself on a heater right now.
Yeah.
And this one's so under the radar, given the Mike game that he had.
And
in
it's
the
just
Yo game.
always within the flow of the offense, transition, finishing on.
Truly.
He's such a good cutter off yoke.
Yeah.
He's been awesome.
You mentioned the Michael Porter quote, and it was a little tongue in cheek. He's like, "Well, I knew he wasn't passing. We all know he doesn't pass in
Yeah.
transition." But to Mike's credit, he also said, But he's awesome in transition. He's one of the best in the NBA. And it's actually the truth. He's one of the best transition scorers in the NBA. If you ask people to name the top transition scorers in the NBA, I bet most people would get like most of the top 10 correct. You could just guess it in some order. Nobody would realize Christian Braun. And we've seen it for a whole year now. It's real. This is not like, oh, he's on a heater, but it'll come back to earth. Like, no, he's good at this.
It's his number one skill somehow.
It really is.
I mean, no joke. Like, yeah. And the craziest thing is that we really expected that he was going to be our defensive specialist, and he's like okay at defense. I would say to this point in the season, at least. Like, it's rare that I'm like, man, Christian's really bringing it defensively, but he's always solid. But like offensively, it's like every night now. Yeah. It's just every night he has. Getting to the rim, making the right decision. I shared this earlier on Twitter. My worst take of all time. My worst take of all time is last year. I said that I told Harrison I would trade Christian Braun for Dario Saric.
I laughed at you for that one.
Yeah. No, I said it last year. Live on the internet. It's definitely out there somewhere. I would no longer make that trade.
Can you imagine how you would feel? Like, oh God, that would have been.
Well, we don't know what Saric looks like on the Nuggets.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, we were talking about it. My worst take was Dario Saric would be good this season. That was my worst.
You and Aaron Gordon, man.
Oh my God.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. 13 threes from Jokic. And a game where they had no inside presence. It feels meaningful to me. You know, I keep wondering with Yoke's monster numbers this year, basically a 30-point triple-double he's averaging, you wonder, like, well, is playoff Yoke, every year playoff Yoke is greater than regular Yoke? Is there another level he can get to? Is he just playing more minutes and in the playoffs he won't play more minutes because he's already playing so many? I've been chewing on that. But one thing that we know happens with Yoke, always in the last, like, month of the season, he starts warming up his three. He starts taking more and more. These last couple games, taking a lot of threes against Yves Missi, part of me wonders if Yoke really looks at it and goes like, I had to crawl before I walk and then walk before I run. And him shooting all these threes this year and making them all was just part of his ramp up to, I'm going to take 13 a game in the playoffs because that's the only way we're going to be able to win. It's just been, he looks like he's been shooting extra threes lately. Tonight it was so deliberate. You could tell he was hunting it. And could be nothing, could be something.
That was him just trying things out, really. I mean, I know that you're saying that he's like cranking it, and I really think that there might be something, but there's also just like him trying new things, like unlocking new ways to beat, guys. Like he put up 28 shots in this game, and almost half of those shots was from beyond the arc. And he could have easily scored like 50, 60 in this game if he wanted to just go inside the entire time. But this is him, I think, trying to keep himself in it mentally, like trying to create that. It might get boring at times, but he's like, okay, I'm going to work on the three ball. I'm going to, work on different. It's not only going to be the touch. It's not only going to be the footwork and banging inside. How about I give myself a rest of, having to do those type of, that type of labor inside, and I'm just going to go on the outside and make them work that way. Or seeing if I could shoot the three ball and that opens up the rest of the floor where I could get, passing lanes where other guys could cut and things like. So I really do think that there's a game inside of a game that Jokic is playing right now, and we got to see it in this one with taking those type of shots. Like there's those quiet 38 type of nights. This was like at times it got loud. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like full out quiet, but it was like, okay, like he's chilling, but also he's starting to make shots. So it's like one of those type of performances from him.
Oh, we do have some breaking news here. This is the official trade now from Shams Charania. Again, we're only about 15 hours from the trade deadline. New Orleans Pelicans have traded Brandon Ingram to the Toronto Raptors for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, 1 first-round pick, and 1 second-rounder.
Why are the Raptors getting Brandon Ingram?
Yeah. What is happening?
This is not like a buy low Brandon Ingram. They included a first-round pick. I guess Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk are not, I mean, what do they care, But, so it's not like they're giving up a lot. It's basically that first pick. But Brandon Ingram to Toronto,
It does nothing for them. Like you
Scotty Barnes.
You would expect to put him on like a contender or like a team that is like trying to win games.
This roster, if it was ever gets healthy, quickly, Ingram, Barnes,
Pirtle,
like that's actually some good players. They're man, up to the East.
They're not bad. They're just they're like they're fun to watch.
Yeah, Grady Dick.
This is a 8 seed max.
I mean, it's a Raptors team, but yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know. We got to take our first break.
Wow.
We just announced that trade happened because I will say this. I have been thinking that if the Nuggets were to make a trade, one of the teams that I think they would make a trade with was Toronto. So I am curious to see if this expands. And I think Denver makes a small trade. So it would be interesting if there is a salary dump Denver
And
gets
Chris
involved
Boucher's still in Toronto.
Is Masai washed?
I don't think Masai's doing anything there.
We'll take a break. We're going to break
comes to
down more
trades.
Michael Porter, more Nikola Jokic, more Jamal Murray on the other side.
Shout out to our friends over at Mando. A men's deodorant brand that is hyper-focused on keeping every aspect of a man's body smelling fresh and clean.
Harrison, you and I were sitting next to each other all night. Did you notice that I smelled a little bit like Mount
I
Fuji?
did.
you smell like Mount Fuji?
Actually,
Did you
I was
notice?
going to say you smelled like bourbon leather.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Nope, Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji. You can also smell like Clover Woods if you want to do that. And Pro Sport, of course. Pro Sport. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. Ladies, get your guys some Mando.
Yeah, dude, get
Have
that
them
Grendel
smelling
ready.
good. Have them smelling like Mount Fuji.
You got to get that Grendel ready, baby.
Mando whole body deodorant. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You can choose from a variety of scents: bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. Mando starter pack, perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. Customers right now can get $5 off a starter pack with our code DNVR. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use the code DNVR at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Support them and tell them we sent you. Check out Mando. Also, shout out to our friends over at Bet365. How did we do on our bets tonight?
It was a middle of the pack type of night.
Okay.
I know Jokic.
I'll take it.
Jokic let us down.
I know,
Yo,
man.
yo.
2 rebounds away. He was in the whole fourth quarter, too, pretty much.
That was a
He was like, I'm shooting threes today.
that was a Novi Sad shuffle.
Bet365, now an official partner of the Nuggets and Avalanche. The best thing about Bet365, I think, is their early payout offer. Your team goes up by 20, you win the bet instantly. Straight payout on bets and parlay selections. They're marked as winners. Download the app. Use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Bet along with us every Nuggets game. You can also open an account. Get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone knows a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
One other reason, welcome back here, by the way. We do have our live show 12:30 to 1:30 tomorrow Mountain Time. You're going to want to tune in. We'll have all the latest. We'll be talking about all the trades. It should be a really good time. One other reason, Conspiracy Corner, Kale, please.
Yes, let's go.
One other reason that I find this trade, I just wondered if, Denver, I did think Toronto would be one of the teams they could be involved with. And also, did you notice when this trade dropped?
As the Pelicans game was ending?
Well, I would have called it the Nuggets game. As the Nuggets game was ending, right
you
at
think Calvin and maybe David Griffin were talking in a back alley about is Bruce Brown going to be on the team the rest of the season?
Just could also, a little one of those ones like, all right, the deal's out. Hey, just hold it. We got about 3 more minutes. We don't want a weird Heat situation. You guys see that video of some fan breaking the news to the Heat players about the trade? Absolutely weird world we live in. Yeah. You never want that situation. So I'm just saying, let's keep our ear to the ground.
It's a good conspiracy.
It's fun to be.
It's a good
trade
theory.
deadline is boring, realistic.
Dude, it's fun.
Way
It's boring.
more fun to be ridiculous.
It's boring for us. There's a lot of teams that are like pretty jazzed.
Yeah, everyone else is like having conversations. They're doing live shows to talk about the new moves. That
Emergency
they're making.
podcast. Dude, when was the last time we did an emergency podcast?
Well, Sunday.
Last Sunday?
Adam was the only one on
But he
it.
said we. He said we.
But that was
I
about,
tried for 2 days to get us to do a show. No,
But that was
everybody's
about
like,
a
I'm
busy
busy.
weekend.
Those
Busy
those
weekend.
days.
but I mean, it was about Luca. That was like that
That's
wasn't
an
about.
emergency.
It
That's
wasn't
not
for
about
us.
our team. You're missing the point.
When was the last
you're
time
making
we
it about
did an
yourself
emergency
again.
podcast? Maybe when they signed Sharch?
I hope not.
But also,
Never do it again.
that was also not an emergency podcast.
Okay, that was definitely not
Didn't
one.
have the
Things
logo on
happen.
it.
Let's go back to Michael Porter, though, just to give him a little bit more time. We have the headline question today. Is this the best basketball of his career? I personally think, look, he's had some good stretches scoring and different things. We know early on he had those games where he didn't miss for 2-3 games in a row. I kind of think this might be the most all around, and it's kind of telling to me how comfortably the Nuggets go to him right now. I think there's an argument that this is the best he's looked.
Well, you're just talking about these last 2 games.
I really mean the last month or so, but if you look at the stats, it is basically his season averages until these last 2.
I mean, I'm not going to go there just because we were just talking about him against physical defenses.
Well, that was rough.
Yeah, that happened.
That struggled.
It was just 2 teams. It was the Knicks and
that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was
the Knicks
2
and the Wolves.
games
You're right.
ago.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
I mean, these last 2 games, he has looked like the best version of himself. Absolutely. And I really
D-line
wonder,
might be
man.
right.
I really wonder if there was any conversation or a point of emphasis to keep him involved more in the offense, especially if he's getting off to these hot starts, because it has seemed different. It does seem like they're looking for him more. It does seem like Jamal's looking for him a little more. He is getting more plays run for him, I feel like, and yeah, he's red hot right now. But I mean, we all know there have been times in the past where he has that Porter quarter in the first and then goes silent. So I really wonder if there were any conversations behind closed doors about we can't let that happen. We got to kind of ride Michael Porter's hot hand right now.
Well, to that point, Dev, when he scores 30 points, they win.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a fact. He only has 11 of them in his career or something like that. But every time he has a big scoring night, I just feel like the Nuggets win in blowout fashion.
Yeah, I think that the correlation is that he's getting a lot more shots in those type of games. They're getting a lot more 3-pointers up in those games. I bet you that there's the correlation there as well. But they're going out of their way to keep him involved in the offense and getting him running through actions. And I think it really opens up the rest of, Nuggets players to be able to space the floor, where you're getting more isolation on Jokic because you have to extend your defense or you have to play in different. So I really do think that he's a huge part of this offense, of course, but it's because of that gravity, how good of a shooter he is. I can't wait to see it against a good team, because he really does have these games against the bad teams. He goes insane. He will be a guy that hit 3 threes in a row to extend the lead up to 25. Mm-hmm. We want to see those in those close games as well. We want to see those against, the contending teams and overcome the physicality. But you could do that if you're being aggressive and you're getting part of the offense. And I really am excited to get to that portion to see if there was a shift there. So right now, can't say it, but I am loving what I'm seeing from him in the aggressiveness.
Yeah, the best part about this, I thought, is that it started off early with him being himself physical. He was getting into the paint, he was getting rebounds. It wasn't just that he was relying early on the 3-point shot, and then it all started to come together. And again, I most definitely need to see this against a team that actually plays physically against him. When he's allowed to, come around curls and not have a guy hanging on him and is able to get open shots and he can knock it down. He's obviously one of the most gifted shooters we've ever seen. And it's just it's beautiful to see it all come together. You're just yes, please. Let's see more and more of this. But it was great. You love to see any of the Nuggets reach their potential, because everybody, I don't know if you heard this before, all the Nuggets are good. Zeke's good. Everyone's good.
This wasn't all the Nuggets are good game.
Absolutely.
Even Hunter Tyson drained a 3,
Dude, everybody was out there working. It was beautiful.
Pickett.
I had some buckets tonight. He had some buckets.
Yes, Pickett was good. Pickett was good.
Sure.
You guys just don't get it. Michael Porter, though, he had an interesting thing about the physicality too, because I do think that he struggles with physicality. His note on the Wolves and why he always struggles there is they say they don't double team Jokic in that matchup. They single coverage him, which means they stick to me, and so I got to find ways to get open better and find ways to score in different ways. Look, I think you are right. Mike did have those 2 bad games, Knicks and Wolves. And maybe that was for him. Maybe it was not the team thing. Maybe it was a him thing of I got to get better. I got to really focus and really, re-buy in and reassess myself. But he's playing great. I love the way he's playing. And it's cool to see the Nuggets be able to go to a different 2-man game, to go to a night. And I would ask this, and maybe one of you guys that really can find this type of data, has Murray and Jokic ever had 38 plus in the same game? We don't know. I'd have to look up.
Mathematically impossible.
Almost does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because you're going to end up with a bunch of points.
We just said it happened.
Not with Jamal.
Yeah, I don't think that has happened.
Yeah.
The other thing about Mike in these last 2 games, 9 3-pointers tonight, and then 12 in that game on Monday. I'm looking at his game logs right now. He's only got 5 games this year with 10 plus threes attempted. That number should be at double that.
Definitely.
You know, like he should be getting up 10 plus threes with regularity. Like it's kind of crazy how, and I know the Nuggets have a lot of mouths to feed on offense, but it is kind of crazy how he just can't get that volume up to where it feels like it should be, you know?
Yeah. I wonder how many guys in the league are putting up that many threes.
There are some guys who are like
Wembanyama.
Doug McDermott's taking 10 threes a
Yeah,
game.
and they're specialists. Like,
Yeah.
they're just in that. But it opens up the rest of the floor. But he should up it. Like, at least put up 2 more threes a game. Because it just opens up the floor.
Yeah, it
so
does.
that, you know, like, other guys can, like, operate. And also, he's going to be able to get more shots. Like, that should make him happy.
I forgot, by the way, about RJ Barrett when we were listing off the Raptors players. That's a lot of tall guys. It's like all wings.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting lineup. I'm intrigued. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, they're not going to win many.
I'm
not
not
gonna-
that
they're not-
sure, to be honest.
It is interesting, though.
It is, but it's
how bizarre.
I mean, if you had Zeke in there too, that's another 6'9" guy,
Yeah.
long body.
Oh, hey.
you can really talk yourself into it.
In the end, we just trade Zeke for Brandon Ingram. So
But, I mean, you're stuck on that side of it. What about the other side? Why would Bruce Brown go to the Pelicans? They have all.
Dude,
That's buyout. That's buyout.
They
That's
have
got
all Bruce
buyout.
Browns. Yeah.
That's got buyout.
He
written
might
all
just
over
not
it.
even leave Denver.
they're gonna
Still probably got his apartment here.
they're gonna give him the physical and then see that he has a huge Nuggets tattoo on his calf and be like,
Hey,
accepting this.
high of 55 tomorrow. The golf courses are open.
Oh man, look at that.
Holy smokes.
Nikola Jokic again. We talked about the threes. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Oh, do we have our game ball kill, or is it still?
We don't close voting until after the second segment.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
come
well,
on,
well, I didn't know
Come on.
I see the tallies currently 90% to
I was just about to
10%.
say,
You might want to get started on that,
the
Kill.
polls early.
He's probably saying that.
Stop the count! Stop the count!
During the second break.
There you go. There's a benefit to his
We've looked at all the districts. All the important votes are in.
Gerrymandering
Where else
over
do you
here.
guys want to go on this? Honestly, I mean,
Well,
Zeke
listen,
Naji,
like-
we can go there again. I thought Zeke was good once again. Had big defensive plays in his minutes. Hit a three. Like the bar is obviously low for him. I'm not saying it was like he was a huge standout, but this is a string of games in a row that he has been competent.
He put up one of those games that it's like, how much do you need DeAndre? Like, I think that it's back to those type
but
of
then
performances.
you don't want him to be the 5. When he's the 5, it's bad.
That's the thing.
I mean, but he played a little bit of that today. Like, I was okay with the Zeke Naji minutes. It did not go as horribly as it has, before. There was also highlights. Like, he had good plays. Like, I like to see those type of minutes that you could take Jokic off the floor and bad things doesn't happen. And that's not like a knock on DeAndre Jordan. He's just so much older that there should be another guy. Like, you could put in, Zeke Naji at times. But he brings a little bit of everything right now. So he's like starting to find his own. Like the Raptors should make a push.
I know.
for a
Great
guy
kid.
like that.
Great in the locker room. Just lives in the weight room.
Lives in
Zeke
the weight
Naji
room.
does.
If we are, because there's probably not much on Zeke. I want to get on Jamal.
Can I just say one more thing on Zeke? He is a completely different guy when you play him at the 4.
He is.
He looks so much more comfortable, man. Like, that is his position. That's his role. And I don't think it's any surprise or coincidence that he's looked playable in these games at power forward. I just don't.
I know. Well, because it's you look at the deal that he got now through most of the season, you're like, what in God's name was, like, where did that come from? What are you doing? And then you see him look like he did years and years ago, and you're like, oh, right. He actually can play. He can play. Like, unfortunately, the situation probably needs to be, like, ideal. All the same, man, like, Zeke can play. It's not a joke. He can play.
Are you talking to the audience right now? Are you trying to talk to Masai Ujiri? Like, who are you trying to talk to right now?
To you, Adam Mares.
Okay.
To you, Adam Mares.
All right.
You need to give Zeke his. No, I don't know.
I like Zeke.
You made me direct who I was talking. I'm just saying. I'm just talking, man. It's a
All right.
podcast.
Let's get our second break in on the other side. I do want to hear what you have to say about Jamal tonight because I'm curious. I don't have a big take, so I'm curious what yours is.
Shout out to Miller Lite.
Shout 'em out.
Miller Lite, man. Shout out to these guys. Miller Lite, the light beer that's perfect for any occasion. If you're watching a Nuggets game, at a friend's house, at a bar, wherever you might be, New Year is the perfect time for friends, family, and everybody to get a great tasting light beer that tastes like actual beer, tastes like Miller time, from holiday gatherings to office parties, fireside conversations and football Sundays. Miller Lite, perfect
Zeke
for
breakout
every
games.
occasion.
MPJ
Bro,
explosions.
Yes.
A Miller Light around a campfire, man.
Oh,
that is a top one.
Dude, bite a s'more, wash down with a Miller Lite.
I'm not a fan of the s'more. Too sticky. I don't like my hands being sticky.
What outdoors?
Yeah.
What a take.
Everything else fine, but the stickiness is the thing that gets you.
Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you, or pick it up wherever they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Celebrate responsibly.
And
Nobody likes their hands sticky.
and it's
Well,
also not
I
sticky.
really do. I like
Kind
it.
of part of camping.
I don't like it enough
Your
that I
hands being
won't.
sticky?
I won't
I
do
mean,
it.
you're outdoors. You're a
Yeah, it's
little
called
dirty.
Introverted sensing. I don't like that. I don't like it.
Nobody give-
You know what's funny? My daughter's the same way.
Nobody,
One of my
give,
youngest
yeah,
ones.
nobody give Adam like a sloppy Joe or something either.
Bro, you ever see me eat wings?
But yeah, it's
I got
embarrassing.
100
It
towels.
is.
I don't like my hands to be dirty for more than 1
My
second.
family would be so mad.
Can't do it.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Red Hawk Roofing, the best roofers, the best. I don't even know of any other roofing companies. It's just these guys.
They've eliminated all other.
They really have. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. They're Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Huge DNVR supporters, too. They host watch parties at the bar for only the biggest games. They're the homies. They're at Nuggets and Avs games all the time. They're here at the bar cheering on Denver teams. Free no obligation roof and property inspections. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections, too. Support these guys if you have any roofing needs, home business, whatever it might be. If you're looking for a new roof, be sure to check them out. RedHawkRoofing.com, 720-771-8921. Tell them we sent you.
All right, back here, segment 3, DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Help us grow our channel. Dev, Jamal Murray, 10 points tonight on 5 of 7 shooting. He was a plus 19, but you have thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the first nights that I didn't see the chat talk about how much they hate Jamal. You know, like he kind of flew under the radar in this type of. I mean,
Yeah,
in
what's
this
up,
game.
chat? Do you hate him or not?
And it was like it was in a positive way. Like I really do see and think that he saw Jokic have it going on, Michael Porter Jr. early, and he said, "I'm gonna get out of the way."
Yep.
We didn't see the extra dribbling. We didn't see him, trying to break people down or get shots up or find his own too. He just was like, "Hey, this is a night that everyone else can get going." And really, you need those type of nights from your point guard. You need them to fly under the radar at these times and like just accept that it's not your night. So like I really was okay with that. He also was a plus 19. I know this was a blowout, but it was like, hey, we're not going to put you in with the bench just to get you going. Like they didn't go out of their way to just make sure that Jamal was happy in this game. So I liked that. I liked that he was just a traditional guard in this one.
I thought it was great, man. Like that's the thing is that that is what I would point to as one of the biggest indicators that this was a professional basketball game played by the Denver Nuggets. No one was trying to do too much. Early on, Jokic was shooting too many threes. Everybody else just sort of like figured out where they need to go. Jamal Murray was not looking for a shot, but like also had like 3 or 4 like beautiful layups that he finished when it was clear that he needed to take the shot. It was in fact his time to do it. Like how can you be? It's just like a nice thing. Like this was the Nuggets playing like truly team basketball. It was great.
Mm-hmm. That's actually my take on Jamal too. That I feel like tonight I'm glad I didn't really have a take on him because the Nuggets won by 25 and he didn't feel the need or he just played within the lines. I felt, but maybe I'll feel different if I go back and watch.
No, I think you're right, and that's one of the cool things about Jamal. Again, sometimes it like comes back to bite the Nuggets because they really do need his offense.
Yeah, if they would have lost by 10,
Right.
it'd be like, what the hell?
But
7
he doesn't
shots?
force the issue. If other guys have it going, he's cool playing the classic point guard role, distributing, setting others up, Like if his teammates have it going, he's totally cool shifting into the background.
Has he been cool, or is that like new?
I think he's always been that way, to be honest, man. Like I feel like he's always been cool on these nights, just kind of playing third fiddle.
Yeah.
I feel like he's always been like that.
Yeah, while he was, the setup guy, the true setup guy was Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went
12
there.
assists?
12 assists. Not a great night offensively for him,
No.
like at all. Even defensively, not a great night. But as a facilitator, like he's out there still reading the game and like trying to find ways to like impact it, even though it's not the physicality, even though it's not him like bruising guys down low. Like you take those type of nights, 30 minutes like after not playing. I'm not saying he's like completely unhealthy. Like he clearly doesn't look right, but him playing 30 minutes, they're saying like, hey, you're good to go. So like I just want him to get it together offensively as well.
Yeah, he had a rough night.
12 assists is a lot, though. I don't know the
But
last time he's had that.
that's actually what I was going to say is that like, but he found a way to be like extremely impactful, and it was just to get other guys going. You just love to see it.
Yeah. It was interesting, him coming back after, the calf flares up a little bit. And I don't think he looked that spry or bouncy or athletic. And that's kind of been the case all season for him. So I think jury's still out in terms of like, when are we going to get Aaron Gordon healthy again? I know we always talk about Jamal being the key, and he is. He definitely is. But Aaron Gordon's probably next in terms of guys you need to be themselves in the playoffs. Like the Nuggets are not the Nuggets in terms of their physicality, their identity, just kind of who they are. They're not themselves with Aaron Gordon looking like he is right now.
But again, I do think part of this is, tonight was a career high in assists for him. You realize that? 12 assists. He's had it one other time, so he ties a career high with 12 assists. He had it in Orlando. That's a Denver career high. In fact, the previous high in Denver was 9, so he shattered that. And part of me goes, AG has a career high in assists. Michael Porter has a career high in points. Jokic has a career high in 3-point field goal attempts. It's one game. It is possible that this was just a randomness and a 144-point night. But by the way, Nuggets 40 assists as a team. Their third time having at least 40 assists this year. They're number one assist team in the NBA. But I look at those 3 career highs and I go, it is possible that it's like, hey, AG just not going to be himself this year. So we all have to kind of have a little bit of an adjustment and figure some things out. And for Yoke, that's more threes. Maybe it's because Aaron Gordon's no longer a lob threat. I don't know. Again, it's one game. But it's just something to at least let's put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in it.
Yeah, I really do think
I
that's
didn't
a
have
good
it on my
point.
bingo card.
I think it's a good point. Like they are shifting, and I think everybody's having to shift. Like,
Yeah.
Even if you look at the game, Jokic is altering his game each night. Like he's that incredible that he can, but I think that's him trying to learn of like what guys are going to do what and tendencies, because this is the core. Like Aaron Gordon is a big piece of this team that they're trying to figure out how he fits in the equation. Jamal is the point guard. He wants to be a score first point guard, but he's also trying to find shifts. Michael Porter Jr. is still trying to find his own. They keep on shifting in and out with the starters and the rotations and what the bench truly looks like. So really they are like trying to figure out who they are, even though they do have some chemistry and cohesion there. And now you throw in those type of wrinkles that they are trying to figure it out. Like that is something to put a pin in. We'll put a pin in it. We'll put a pin in it.
That's more like something to have on your bingo card. It's more like that.
Anybody else that you think deserves a little lip service tonight? Oh, we did talk about
my Red
already.
Hawk Roofing big takeaway.
That was our big takeaway. He was. All right, you want to go back to it? Actually, why don't we reveal our player of the game now? If all the votes have been counted, Kale, I want to wait for all the counties and districts. Oh, it's Michael Porter, 39 points, career high, 12 rebounds, which is also dope, 4 assists, which for him, it's a lot. That's a Michael Porter triple-double.
Should Porter sign with the Pelicans so he can play against them every day in practice? Like, is there some way he can play against the Pelicans every
Got to
night?
go to that division.
Hey, you want to know one thing that's true about tonight? Last game, Mike had a great game, but Trey Murphy was a little better. Tonight, Michael Porter a little better.
Yeah.
You know what? Take that, Trey
You
Murphy.
take that, Trey
I mean, how
Murphy.
much do you guys think the votes of confidence
Junior better
from
than
like
the
Michael
third.
Malone have helped with this? Because Michael Malone come out a couple times, over the last couple weeks, including Monday night, and very adamant, we're not trading Michael. Why would we trade him?
It would be incredible if all he ever needed was a hug from his coach. You know what I mean?
all he ever needed.
All these years.
Just one time, one kind word.
This is like, the abuse. Like, my dad.
Like, stop grabbing me. Just give me a hug.
You know, your dad, when you guys would have the neighbor kid over or something, and your dad would say hi to him.
Not
Come
my
home
dad.
from work and be like, hey. And you're just like,
This
He's like,
explains a lot.
I heard you got an A, man. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you, buddy.
too.
No, my dad made sure that we all just scattered. Kids, his kids. Yeah, just like come downstairs, just scatter.
No, but honestly, wouldn't that be an incredible story if it was like Michael Malone became a Mike guy
one
and
time.
it's all he needed, and now he's like, I got the confidence of my
Yeah.
coach.
There might be something to it. Like
There definitely is.
Michael Porter Jr. has had to work so hard
hard.
to be a Michael Malone guy.
Yeah,
Like, they were like, we share a name and we just can't get on the same page. Just can't get it together. But like, really, that's been something that like we've been seeing from the very beginning, where he's had to work for everything that he's had. He probably hasn't heard a good job or that's our guy or anything like that. So like for him to like back him, to go out of his way, to probably having these, quiet conversations where it's like, no, you're our guy. You're who we want to believe in. That probably does do something for you, because he's not only knocking down shots and getting a lot more shots, he's working extremely hard on the rebounds. Like, that's an effort thing. Like, he's staying involved in the game. He's not checking out as much as he has. Like, that is just something that goes a long way for you. That I think it's a big piece of like why he's playing so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into some trade talk here. So right before we went live for the pregame show, the Golden State Warriors made the move. They went all in, getting Jimmy Butler at the cost of Wiggins. Who else was in that deal? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Dennis Schroeder.
Kyle Anderson, Schroeder.
Not that much, to be honest. I mean,
A
like,
pick.
really, it's just
One
Wiggins.
first
And Wiggins
rounder.
been a great two-way player
Before
for
you
him.
go too far in this, how is Kuminga staying on this
I know.
team? Like, who is his agent? Like Suge Knight? Like, nobody does anything. They just stay away from the. And he always has conversations about
Yeah,
like
he is.
he's going to be part of the trade. Him and Isaiah Moody are just they're
Moses Moody, yeah.
Or Isaiah, yeah, it was. Moody is just they're just there every single time. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I
it.
know. They don't want to give him up. Like, I don't think they do this deal if they have to give him Kuminga.
I don't get it, man. I don't get their love of Kuminga.
Is his
I don't get their love
nickname
of
the thing that
Bajemski.
is holding you back?
No, I don't get. He doesn't even play.
Because I feel like it is.
His agent, whoever it is, he stays
first
around.
time, yeah.
He doesn't play a lot of minutes for him to always like be.
He's been hurt for like a month.
He's like
too.
always one of the untouchables. Like,
Bro.
it's gonna get him a crazy good player.
You know what's funny, too, is Draymond's really tough on him. Like, really tough. He'll talk shit about him in the
Yeah.
media and this and that. And now he has Jimmy Butler
I know.
coming
You just
in.
brought in another
my
Draymond.
God.
He's going to be like right in between their two lockers. They're just going to be
Dude,
like,
this is who will punch and who will get punched.
Who's gonna get punched?
But who will
I don't
punch?
think
Pajemski
I don't
probably.
think you punch Jimmy Butler.
Probably Pajemski.
I think he's a little crazy. I think Draymond punches Jordan Poole. You
Again.
know what no, I'm just saying that's who he punches. He doesn't punch Jimmy.
Yeah.
Some guys don't.
But will Jimmy punch somebody?
He might, man. Dude, some of the stuff that was coming out of Miami with Jimmy, like insisting he fly separate of the team, stay separate. There's some crazy stories I've heard. I heard that he wouldn't in the finals was not staying at the team hotel.
He was staying in Boulder.
He's
Apparently.
staying in Boulder, like an
Should've let me know.
Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think Jimmy Butler is kind of a crazy person.
What do you mean, kind of a crazy person? Jimmy Butler is the wrecker of teams, the ender of worlds. Like he's
He
either
saves them for a brief
Yes.
moment
Yeah.
before destroying them on the way out.
he is
the
he
shortest
is-
honeymoon period
Yes,
ever.
Jimmy Butler is the sun. He gives life and then burns you into a crisp.
But so are we concerned at all about? I mean, here's my take on Golden State. I was not concerned about them before. I don't know if this is going to work, but the thing about Jimmy, he does ruin things. He only needs to be good for a couple months.
Yeah.
Then the playoffs are here.
Yeah.
Dude, they can like they make the playoffs and they make that like push, and they're always just going to be dangerous because of who they are. They now add a very dangerous player in the playoffs. He's also going to have to take the regular season a bit more serious because of like how much he's demanding and pushing things out. Like Draymond Green is going to motivate him. Like they're going to motivate each other to continue pushing. He's going to want to, do something for Steph. Like if there's a person that could probably keep him a bit sane, it's got to be Steph Curry because there's a respect level there that Jimmy Butler just hasn't had for any of his other teammates. Like even with the Heat, like who else on the team is he respecting or like caring about in those type of ways? So like I do think they're good. Also, the fact that they don't give up Kuminga, like these players, they could probably still make a move for one more guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Vucevic has been rumored.
They could get a center. You go and get him. That changes some things. So like I really do think that they're not done, but also they're still dangerous enough to be in striking distance where they're not losing these games like they did tonight against the Utah Jazz.
That's crazy.
They're gonna
They
make
right?
a push. 10-point lead.
Man.
See, my thing is like whatever. They'll probably win a few more games. The last time that they were good, it was Andrew Wiggins that stepped up.
Yeah.
Wiggins is good,
But but it was Andrew Wiggins with
Clay.
the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
So like they're missing one guy, and they got a guy that's like
Better than Andrew Wiggins.
not during that playoff run. Andrew Wiggins
Wiggins
was
is really
the
good.
reason
But
that they won many of those games. I'm just saying, like they're
Jimmy
still
Butler's
missing.
also really good in playoffs.
Who is?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
I think
no, I
he's
know.
better than what Wiggins was in that playoff.
I don't know. Not even in a pejorative way. Like Wiggins
yeah.
was incredible.
He really
Like,
was.
He was like way better than anybody ever expected. And they also had just like defensive. There was just like a lot of things that came together. Right now, to me, this is just like a prolonged death rattle. It's just like they'll make a little noise. They'll beat. I bet they'll beat the Pelicans.
That's why you're unimpressed with tonight's win.
I am.
Another thing about it, though, if you've looked at the standings, and I know we always are checking them, Nuggets are 4 games up of the 7 seed of the play-in, which is nice. It's not, they could slip up and fall down there. Always be careful. But I think they're going to be out of it. And thank God, because in the play-in right now, you have Minnesota, Sacramento, Dallas, Phoenix, with Golden State and San Antonio, who just acquired De'Aaron Fox there. I think San Antonio now with Fox and Wemby, it's not that I don't think you beat them in a series, but in a one-off, that's like, man, De'Aaron Fox is tough. Wemby gets
we've
hot
seen
sometimes.
what can happen in one game against the Spurs.
And then you have the Warriors one game against
Yeah.
with Steph. Like, he went 10 of 13 from 3 that game. You talk about Phoenix, that's scary. Dallas is scary. Minnesota. So I just look at that and I go, man, the play-in this year, if everybody's healthy, I do look at that and go, I would only predict the higher seeds to win because that's the odds, but
Sure.
it could literally be anybody on any of those nights.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Adam Silver, absolutely loving this. Can't wait for the play-in tournament. Secondly, the Nuggets are in a nice spot right now in that 4 seed.
And they got to keep it, man, and I think they will, but they got to keep it.
I think they will. The 3, the 4, the 5, it's a good spot for Denver to be in. I think they're comfortable there. They have a nice little cushion right now. And they're in a great portion of the schedule, too, where they can blow out a lot of these teams right here. So, yeah, I do think Jimmy Butler makes the Warriors definitely better. But
more dangerous, maybe, than
in the
better.
playoffs, for sure. More dangerous. Just scarier.
Yeah.
But am I that concerned about them? Probably not.
Milwaukee Bucks, I know we're like not really thinking about the finals, and when we do, we're not really thinking about the Milwaukee Bucks, but they're another team that I always say they're a cautionary tale, because they made some big trades and it hasn't really panned out. Middleton was the heart and soul of that team. He's kind of their AG, and when they won a title, talk about Wiggins.
Yes.
Middleton was the Wiggins for them.
Yeah,
he was so
absolutely.
huge. He's gone, though. I mean, that version of him.
Yeah, I was just about to say, but they went and got a guy that's pretty much that version of him.
I don't know.
Wiggins is better than what you give him.
Oh, no.
credit
I'm saying Milwaukee right
Kuzma.
now. No, Wiggins is in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Kuzma is the one that went to Milwaukee.
Kuzma's even better than what
You think?
I think that we give him credit for. It's because of his, who he's been.
Because he's got
dressed.
the JaVale McGee treatment where he's just known as a goofball.
Yeah. And then also, you talk about the dress, the fashion and things
Yeah.
like that, too. But, I think he's better. We're going to see him on a team finally where they're trying to win games. He hasn't been on a team like that in a very long time. Even when he was with the Lakers, they were in the rebuilding stage at that time. So
Oh my God, another trade.
I don't think
This
he's horrible.
fucking team.
The Lakers are trading Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, and a 2031 unprotected first-round pick to Charlotte Hornets for Mark Williams. That's
No,
interesting.
they
Dalton
can't-
Knecht and a first for
Are
Mark
we getting,
Williams.
Are we getting? Is this real?
Hold on.
Yeah, this is real, brother.
They got rid of their only 3-point shooter now,
That is a really weird one for Mark. Huh?
and they just got Mark Williams. He just got traded.
Mark
No.
Williams?
You're thinking of the other one.
You're thinking of Richards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I always confuse them because they have
took
the same
Richards
name.
out to give
Mark
Mark
Williams,
Williams
I kind
more.
of think sucks.
Oh, he doesn't suck.
I kind of think he does.
I mean, he's okay. He'll be good there.
They
with
traded
both
Dalton Connect.
But Dalton connected a first is a lot for that.
That is a lot
That's like
for that.
basically 2 firsts.
As much as they gave up for Luka.
What are they doing?
They're trying to build the future team, and it's like
they're like, we got to build the future team. Let's get rid of our youngest, best players.
They needed a center, though. They truly did need a center.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy they
You know
gave
what,
away
though?
their first-round pick for him. But also, they didn't have the picks to give
That's
away,
kinda
so they were
wild.
like, hey, that's what we're going to do. But they have a center. Mark Williams, he's not bad, honestly.
Palinka better not wear that same coat out for this press
That
conference.
tiny-
He's gonna try to
That
better
tiniest
coat.
That tiny
child's
little coat.
medium.
and then
I
pose
couldn't
like this.
believe that. That made me more mad than anything. The coat arms only went down to like, here's a t-shirt coat. It was so tight that it could barely fit him. Oh,
You'll be able to root for Dalton Connect again.
Hell yeah, let's go!
Yeah, I'm kind of getting LaMelo pilled, so I'm
All
in on
right.
the
Oh,
horse.
he's going to make him look incredible
Yeah.
out there, so
Yeah,
I'm with
and
it.
he's going to be good in this league. Now he gets to go on a team like they're going to let him be him. That's going to be fun. I know it would not be fun playing alongside Luka and LeBron. Like, if you miss any open 3 right now,
Right.
you're going to be in a tough spot.
Here's the thing.
I have never mind.
Here's the thing about Mark Williams. There are players that we were talking earlier. There's like 3 or 4 superstar centers. There's a bunch of A centers, and I think Zubats is a poster child of the good. Like, he's a good center, but he's not a star, but he's really good. And then you have a bunch of just guys. To me, he's that. And then I go, all right, so in the playoffs, that's your plan is he's going to guard Jokic? Jokic doesn't feel him.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched Mark Williams play. Like this, they just played Charlotte. I was not impressed.
No, Yoke does not feel Williams, so it gives him a lob threat that's going to be hard for Yoke to cover, and I guess that's the thinking. But if you talk about that series, Yoke's going for 40 every single game, so we'll see how they round
It's
out the roster.
interesting that that's the guy they landed on because there was talk about Miles Turner.
Yeah.
For the Lakers, I had heard there was talk about some other centers, and they go for Mark Williams.
And
He's
that's-
young, maybe some untapped potential.
And that's their big bullet in the chamber, right? Because they're out. They don't really have. I mean, Austin Reeves they could trade. Rui Hachimura has a contract, but
Right.
you're now the pick and Connect to me are your
Right.
big assets.
They're probably mostly
that's their
done.
roster.
Well, I thought that they made the Luka trade like only for the future, but
Yeah.
the future was also with Dalton Connect.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That was the whole piece. But they seriously did get better for right now. Like, if they're trying to win a championship in the next 2 years, they got better because that was the piece that I was saying they were missing was they did not have a center. They didn't have a guy that you could throw out there and give some. He's an actual center. He's athletic. He's big. You could play him 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're going to be okay. They're a better team right now. So, like,
Yeah.
I think it's. And then you gave up Cam Reddish, who does not play, but
Yeah.
every kid loves him. Like, every young player in the league loves him, but he's not playing NBA minutes. Like, I don't think you gave up too much for him. And Dalton Connect, who knows what he would have been alongside like a LeBron and Luka.
Yeah. What a weird one, man. There you go. The West is very weird. It's
The
changed a
Eastern
lot.
Conference is really just a feeder system for the West.
That's true.
They get good in the East,
Yeah,
then
that's
come
true.
to the West.
4 years from now, Dalton Connect's been traded back
Mark
to
Williams,
the
we're
West.
calling you up to the Western Conference.
All right, I guess we get some super chats. I know Vogt is joining us here shortly. We can start mowing through these. Yeah, I heard from him.
All right, let's do it. Cedric is everywhere. Back to back. Yeah, Mike. No Eric, no win. We want Bogey here.
All right.
Yeah, I'd want him here. Drew Trading. Armchair GM has wanted to trade this 26-year-old GOAT.
Is that MPJ?
Can we?
Is he only 26?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can we see him do this against another team? One other team.
Man, I can't believe this is what really happened, guys. I'm gonna take you behind the curtain. Vogt ruined MPJ for D-Line. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, like yes. But MPJ's great, but like, can I see
You're
him
rooting
do it
for him
against?
to get traded so that you don't have to have the bid.
No, not that. No, but I want to see MPJ. Like, I need to see MPJ go up against real
It's true.
competition.
I
And
mean,
like,
it's true.
I watch
This
him
was
just
good,
get
though.
erased. I know this was 2 good games in a row against the same team, the same team that doesn't guard him.
Who they got coming up on Friday?
Oh, we got the Magic tomorrow.
Oh,
We
tomorrow.
So he'll be
all
erased
forgot it
by
was a
the-
back-to-back. We were talking about that earlier.
So if I had no idea.
We're gonna be we're online for like
So if MPJ takes it
5
to
hours over the
Franz
next
Wagner,
2 days.
I haven't slept for a week.
Paolo Banchero, I will be in.
You'll be in. All right. Yeah, Magic play tough defense. They're physical. Tomorrow night, MPJ, followed up with a big one.
Connor, I hope Mike sees all the good that comes from being energetic on both ends of the floor. He made it incredibly messy for the Pels, and our offense reaped the dividends.
There you go. By the way, one of my favorite plays tonight was when Christian Braun ripped the ball. Who was it? Was it Trey Murphy? He just ripped the ball out of their hands.
I think when Mike picked him up full court.
Just ripped it out.
Yeah.
It was such a
Peter Duck. Michael Pelican Hater Jr. Let's back.
I love it.
Big Honey, this is what goes through MPJ's head when he sees Pelicans. Mike.
That's a
good
double
one.
entendre.
That was
I
good.
like
Good
that one.
That's a good one.
Blair, shout out to the DNVR Discord. Mike was on fire just like the flaming bag of dog poop I will leave on Moshe's porch.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. All the Nuggets are
Inside
good.
joke from the Discord.
Joe Rep, MPJ with the quarter pounder. Jokic for MIP.
Dude, that would be incredible. He doesn't get the MVP, he gets the MIP.
He actually is the MIP.
They're like, but he does keep getting better each year. We say it.
By the way, Shea had 50 again tonight. 350 pieces in 7 games. He's doing it.
Golly.
Damn.
He's running away with
Hopefully
it.
he doesn't run out of gas. Liz A 5280. Why did Malone get him out? He was a point away from 40.
He left him in
WTF.
for more than
MPJ
enough.
was like, every man for themselves. Y'all ain't on the chopping block. Get out of my way, beast mode.
Also, his teammates did not do him no
I
justice.
know, man. Yeah. Michael Porter Truther, 6-0 in the last 2 years when MPJ gets 20-plus shots.
Bro, I'm telling you, I told you I was talking to my guy, Mark Campbell, who's an NBA trainer, does low man help Substack, very good NBA analyst, one of my favorites. And he was like, I would not trade MPJ. I would blew my mind. He would not trade him. He's like, I don't think you. I think he's like, if you trade him, you are going to regret it. I was like, huh, interesting take.
Mr. Exquisite Nugget, MPJOK duo is lethal. Let's do that again. All the Nuggets are good.
Let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Michael.
All right, it's
All
voting
right, let's
time.
do it.
Let's bring him in. I wonder if he noticed MPJ tonight.
That one.
Bring the man in from the arena himself, Brendan Vogt.
Hey, fellas,
buddy.
how's it going?
Hey, it's good. Did you enjoy the game tonight?
No, I didn't actually, because I knew he was going to finish with 39, and I almost jumped off the roof when he did.
Dude, brother, I'm worried about you. The 39 was awesome.
Yeah, hold on.
No, I had the best. Dude, I had the best time of my life. Are you kidding? That was great. It was really fun, man. Probably the best game of his career. A game after the other best game of his season. Third time, guys, in Mike's career that he's gone back-to-back with 30. First time since 2021, which before the third surgery, that season is his high mark. And just we saw more of that kind of Mike tonight. It was really fun, man. A lot of fun to watch.
It was fun. We saw 2 in a row, man. I'm starting to get hopeful. Starting to get a little hopeful over here. He hasn't even taken his sun break yet.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Hasn't even gone to Cabo.
Oh, it's funny you brought that up because we asked Michael Porter Jr. about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, I plan on going back to get some sun for sure."
Let's go.
So that's it.
Dude, he's going to come back full of chlorophyll.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we talked to Mike tonight, and I think you could probably see it, guys, on the floor at the end of the game. Very aware of how many points he had. Very aware of how those misses would have put him at 40. He knew it. He admitted it. Him and Jamal laughing on the bench. Guys giving him a hard time. But Mike was in a good mood, obviously. Asked what makes this matchup so good for him. He said, well, it's not. I played one of my worst games of the season against the Pelicans earlier in the year. But I think in these, it was just the approach. It was just my approach. And everything was clicking, feels pretty good. On his body, he says he feels pretty good overall, but he is looking forward to the All-Star break. Guys, knock on all the wood you can while I say this, but he started every game this year, and we know he almost did it last year. That's important to
That
Mike.
would be crazy.
Dude.
But I'm sure he's tired. Guys, I'm sure he's tired. So he needs the All-Star break, but also, man, I didn't think we'd see Mike bust out of his slump until the other side of it. So really encouraging in these last 2 games. And hey, tonight it wasn't just the shot. It wasn't just the shot. I asked Malone about that. I said, what goes into Michael Porter Jr.'s best games? Is it just that the threes fall? And Malone said no. It's not easing himself into the game. It's the mentality and then sticking with it. And he says, look, I could do a better job of helping him in that regard. But he said, CB got the defensive player of the game chain tonight, fellas. Malone said both Michael Porter and Jokic were in the running. He loved Porter's defense, loved the rebounding, loved the 4 assists. He said it was a complete game for Michael Porter Jr. tonight, of course.
I wonder if they made it a poll for the DPOG chain. They ran a poll in the locker room.
You know how badly I almost followed up and said, you didn't want to just do it anyway, just one time?
Come on, coach.
But I didn't. And on what worked for the Nuggets, well, they weren't playing defense in the first half, guys, said Malone. Second half, they did. And here's the number to show it. Nuggets finished with 37 fast break points tonight. Statsman on Twitter, I think, put out that they haven't done this in like maybe 15 years. I got to go double check that. I would check his tweet. But it's been a while since the Nuggets had 37 fast break points in a game. I could have that wrong. I would double check Statsman for sure. But the point is, a lot of fast break points for the Nuggets tonight. And there weren't that many at the half. But in the third quarter, man, they hung 45 on the Pelicans. Defense to offense. And everyone in Ball Arena was having a real grand time. We also heard from Malone about Aaron Gordon, who tied his career high with 12 assists tonight, by the way, which was a nice shout out because
That's awesome.
I thought Aaron actually struggled outside of that. We haven't seen him at the peak of his athleticism, but this is a guy who's worked really hard to become something other than an athlete, something bigger, something better, something smarter on the floor. And we saw that tonight as he navigated a different role and put 12 assists together. So awesome stuff from Point Gordon. Christian Braun was great as well. Malone on this team heading into the deadline, he says it's been hard to tell who we are. How often have we been fully healthy? It's really hard to know who we really are. But we've shown we can compete with any team. I love the team we have. I believe in this group. Adam, this one's for you. He called Jalen Pickett the definition of a backup point guard. So there you go. And
the definition.
Just meaning that he backs up the starting point guard.
Yeah. I think he is a backup
He's
point guard.
epitome.
I never thought he was a starter.
The epitome of
no, I mean, all jokes aside, you're right, D-line, certainly a backup, but detailed the responsibilities of a backup, being in the right place, making the right plays, hitting the open shot, playing defense. Just, I think Malone is pleased that Jalen Pickett's a guy he doesn't necessarily have to coach every second he's on the floor. So more appreciation for Jalen Pickett. And then the last update, guys, is on Russell Westbrook. Malone was asked, is this a day-to-day thing? Do you have any sense if it's going to be more than that? And Malone said, I actually don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to go tomorrow. I haven't had that in-depth conversation with the staff yet. However, guys, I think the implication there is that this is something they're checking in with day by day. So Russ, we'll see, could make a return soon, but nothing confirmed. Wouldn't hold your breath. For now, the Nuggets just put a couple of big wins together against the Pelicans, and were they a half game back now, guys, of the Rockets for the 3 seed? So
Hell yeah.
good stuff.
That is good stuff, man. Good stuff from you too, Vogt. Get home safely. Look forward to reading what you write. I'm glad it's about Michael Porter.
Definition of a backup point guard.
I think that's nobody has. Come on, Jalen Pickett's not a starting point guard.
Did he just start thinking this though?
I know it is funny that he's had this guy.
Just had this realization.
Hey, look, man. Michael Malone's turning a new leaf. Michael Porter Jr., big fan.
Yeah.
Zeke Naji, opportunity.
Dude,
Jalen Pickett, definition of a backup point guard.
This is the vibiest. This is the least vibey night ever. This
I
night,
feel like it was vibey.
It was vibe-ish, but truly there were a lot of really good things that happened. A lot of really good team dynamics. I'm truly happy for Vogt. It feels good when your guy goes. I'm not even kidding. It just feels good when your guy goes off and
yeah, it does.
Pickett has everybody, whatever your agenda is, you were fed tonight, likely. So that was good.
4-2-2, baby.
You know what my agenda is not on the show that I get to feel every night? I was out of my friends, I'm the Jokic guy. I'm like, come on, man.
Jeez, winning every night.
Hey, come on.
You gotta reassess
Did
your
you guys
friends.
see that stat line? 38 points. They're like, okay, man. Okay. One of my other jobs is I have Jokic as my avatar, and then I went in with it. I'm 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah.
I'm like, who didn't see it coming?
You're did you guys catch that game last night? Which game? Any of the games I've played. Any game.
This is so great.
That's so great.
Michael Porter Truther. Jeremy J-Rock Michael. As promised, trade everybody. Newer Nuggets fans are insufferable. Mike is maturing rapidly. Booth, GM of the year.
Oh,
Check
hey.
on vote, 39 for MPJ.
Yeah, I agree with this. I have to. We're making it official. What is Calvin Booth-o-meter tonight?
Fired up, Cal.
Genius!
He's a genius.
He's a genius. All
He
the
got
players
a backup point guard.
Got a backup
He's
point.
got a true power forward.
Christian Braun is
Brown's unbelievable.
He's a genius.
Man.
He's a genius.
Big Honey vote, a.k.a. Michael Porter Truth with the game today. Yeah, very interesting.
It is funny to think the Pelicans have gotten an A grade, and they really have drafted incredible. Like 9 straight drafts, they've done well,
Brother.
And they have Herb Jones and Trey, like you know what I mean.
It is. It is wild.
Or
when you-
Jordan Hawkins, by the way.
If you don't have that like centerpiece anchoring a team, you can look at the Houston Rockets. Same thing. Bunch of good guys just being led by Jalen Green. Then you get like an actual coach in place who's willing to put people in the right position. Same thing with the Pelicans. Like you have all of these guys. Like theoretically, you should be anchored by Zion Williamson, but like, what is that guy? So then you just have a bunch of pieces that don't work. And now you're just forever walking the desert.
That's who is Zion. That's just the future of Luka Doncic. If you ask Nico Harrison, that's where he's headed.
Jeremy J. Rock, Michael, ham and Swiss. That's the sandwich. Yolk equals ham. Mike is Swiss.
Became a comma boy tonight.
God dang. So it depends on. So Jokic switches from peanut butter to ham depending on the night.
Okay.
Joker's Wild is our
Baloney.
second most reliable scorer, MPJ. Maybe.
If they play the
Him or
Pelicans,
CB.
yes. If they play the
Maybe CB, yeah. Michael Porter Truther again. Number 1 play tonight. Mike Nuclear hot, but still swings to open CB in the corner.
Yeah, I like that
Huge
one.
confidence booster for CB. MPJ still getting better. First healthy
This-
offseason.
by the
love
way,
it.
has to be vote.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
keeps saying no. I just can't.
I know it might be.
It just doesn't square any other way.
So easy.
All right, here we go. Ye old Nuggets
Fan,
fan.
like shoppy fan.
MPJ
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Yep.
AG battering ram. Westbrook
Berserker.
Berserker.
Yep.
What's that?
It's I don't actually know. It's just-
CB
medieval
Shock
warfare or
Cavalry, Joker, War Elephant, Maul, Longbowman, Hunter Tyson War Dogs, Red Hawk Roofing, Toyota Game Time.
All right.
Great super chat. Michael
Old-timey
Porter
warfare,
Truther,
man.
Physical D, LOL. MPJ killed Miami twice last year.
Hey, tell him.
Yeah, you tell these guys.
Tell this hater over here. Just know he doesn't hate MPJ. He hates Vogt.
I don't hate Vogt or MPJ, but I want to see Mike do this. Like when you see stuff like this, you're like, bro, yes, like do that against the Knicks, please. Do that against the
Orlando Magic.
He
Do
just
that-
said 2 out of like 100 times that we've seen them play physical teams.
I know.
Whatever.
Michael Porter's going to
Yeah,
come for
that's
you.
not the point. I just
Truther.
put it like show me against Minnesota, man. Like, come on.
We gotta see it.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. I hope this isn't the final tally, but here we
man.
go. 182 minutes, 48 seconds down, only 372 minutes, 12 seconds, still 5:55. Mike trying to pass the never swing the rock mantle to CB.
That's incredible.
All the Nuggets are good.
Christian Braun he has a word in this.
I
one.
know.
Like, he really is.
Never
We should do a
swing the rock,
poll.
Brown.
We should do a poll. I bet Michael Porter Jr. probably has more assists.
Maybe.
Let's find out. I'll look it up right
DJ
now.
Seahawk, no, Harrison, you're wrong. Don't trade MPJ. No, Harrison, let's get Bruce Brown back. How can this work if Nuggets deal the right guys for Bruce Brown? Yeah, Mike. Got to shed a bunch of salary. Starts with Zeke. Get under the apron. Bruce Brown's got to get bought out. A lot of things have to happen.
Michael Porter Jr., 108 assists. Christian Braun, 98 assists.
That's this
this
season.
season. So he has 10 more assists than Christian
Dang.
Braun.
It just makes
Swing the rock, CB.
He took the mantle.
Dang, Jokic has it in 2 games.
Dusty old Cowtown. Props to D-Line for owning his CB for Sharks.
It was a bad take. I was struck
was.
by it tonight
It was
when
bad.
Hey,
Christian
good
Braun
on
finished
you
his
on
like
it.
13th finish in a row, and I was like, I don't know if I would still make that trade.
Dude, this is one of those things that like he brought it back up to remind us how
Well,
good you look.
I was hoping that other people would join in and be like, oh, here's my bad take, but everyone just laughed at my bad take.
it was just we point to.
Everyone was just like, man, that's the worst take of all time.
I'm
And I was
gonna
like,
go home and I'm like, babe, Man,
Nobody else shared a bad take.
Guess what D-line said?
Adam's like, my worst take is I thought that Jokic would win MVP the year before.
Yeah, I did.
But
I thought it.
Embiid won.
Oh,
So
close, yeah.
what can I do?
What can I do,
It's a
man?
bad take.
Carrot Hammer, MP, GBs, and CB GBs spread to NO New Orleans Pelicans.
I love it.
All the Nuggets are good.
The GBs.
Invisible Predator. What the hell? Eric Sharch, Wind, Jimmy, Adam, Rudy, Kale, Zion, vote.
Goat. Sure. Invisible Predator, dude. I know.
I know.
But,
Just
like,
the screen
but-
names are getting more and more dark.
Yeah,
They
but
are getting
I was
more
gonna
and
say,
more
like,
dark.
Bro, you Invisible Predator, dude.
You're training.
Dang, man. That was,
I wonder what went into choosing that. Here, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
Some questions.
Minus 20, 30% shooting, 13 points, dodged a bullet there. Levine's debut in Sacramento.
Damn.
Michael Porter Truther, how'd
Oh.
Zach Levine do tonight,
Oh,
guys?
hell yeah. Bring it up. I love it. You know what? Talk your shit, Michael Porter fans.
Dusty Old Cowtown, Kaminga probably has whoever Udonis Haslam had.
Just never gets traded, but also never plays.
Maddox needed this win tonight. To be honest, thank you, Nugs.
Hey.
I know. We
Hope
all
you're doing
need,
well,
we did need
Maddox.
this.
And finally, Christoph, missed you guys much more than MPJ missed threes tonight.
Oh, man.
missed you too,
didn't
buddy.
miss us that much.
Yeah, he didn't miss us that much at all.
We got 2 shows for you tomorrow,
Really
guys.
missed
Double
us?
the trouble. We are going to be doing a show live, 12:30 to 1:30, spanning the trade deadline. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to go live with Tim Legler after that, so we'll have that one with Legler covering the whole league if you enjoy the All-NBA show.
I'm going to go
And then
golfing
we're-
inside.
And then we're going
Miss
to be
the show.
And then we're going to be back for Nuggets Magic tomorrow. So lots of opportunity to hang out with the fellas tomorrow. Everybody hit that like button on the way out. See you tomorrow.